are back. We are here. We are alive. And I would have nobody else on the interview booth with me than Lord... Oh, just kidding. Yeez, of course. Once again, in case there was any clarity needed, Lord Punk was just the name that you were playing under. This is Yeez, the absolute freaking GOAT, the hero of Bocage, right? I'd be, avoiding the elephant in the room if I started this interview with asking anything else but your performance in this hardpoint in Bocage. It's 250 to 125, and that was purchased in every way, shape, and form by your performance in the second half of this map. Talk to me a little bit about it.
Well, just the whole map, I just felt like I could do whatever I wanted to, honestly. Like,
just free reign.
I was just running around, just like finding like opens, like where there are openings, like where the map was open and stuff, and just finding like pinches and just getting free kills. That's like kind of how you play that map. Like, you just know where they're spawning at. You kind of just play for the kids that are spawning up, And I guess they just couldn't shoot back. So I don't know.
There you go. GG Atmosphere definitely coming forth and having some solid performances against some top players and whatnot. I was not on that Bocage hardpoint. Now, Suzanne and I were kind of like waxing philosophical, right, about like what would the scoreline have been, right, if you hadn't gone on a literal 10 streak there. At one point you were 42 to 20, right?
Yeah,
some fantastic stuff.
It would have been a lot. It could have been closer if I didn't like get those like huge kills right there at the end. But I mean, those guys aren't bad. I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
I think they go to a lot of different locals, but this is one of my first times playing on LAN, by the way, as well. I've played 2 other LANs before, but this is probably my 3rd time. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, the spotlights and whatnot. The pressure doesn't really get more than this, right? As far as in-person performances, people yelling at you, everything else like that. Can't just retreat back to your bed or wherever else like that if you lose online. Not that you need to, but after performances like that, my man, Jesus.
Yeah. And I mean, this is good like practice for me, because if I were to ever get like in a position where I'm starting on a pro team, like if Florida ever wants to bring me in or something, this is good practice. So I know what it feels like to play like with other people around me, and just like working together, like near each other and stuff.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Like, it's like more of a team environment.
Exactly.
Like you're playing a real sport.
Able to connect with others. Now, before we talk about Florida Mutineers and kind of where you're at right now, where you might be heading, I want to ask you. You mentioned traditional sports. Any performances there from you?
When I played sports when I was in like middle school, like elementary school. I played basketball and soccer.
Okay.
I really like soccer a lot, but I just like when I went into high school, I started playing like COD a lot, so I kind of just started playing sports. But sports is a lot of fun. I mean,
absolutely. I'll tell you, Yeez, I had a lot of fun playing football and whatnot in middle school, and then I got in high school, and as you can tell, I'm not standing right now, but I simply stopped growing about 14, 15, and so my football career got ended right there. Now I move on into video games and whatnot. I'm absolutely loving it, as I'm sure you are as well. We've spoken about the past a little bit, speak about the present and the future. Currently a sub for the Florida Mutineers, correct?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Obviously no interaction, no contention there with you going forth and playing on LANs. They want you to do that and get that in-person performance. Exactly. And you really don't get more like purposeful in-person performance than under the lights, people screaming at you and everything else like that. So, when I ask about the future here for Yeez, the Jesus player.
Well, my goal is just to become the best COD player I can be. I don't care about like all that extra stuff, I just want to achieve my dream and do good in the league, and I feel like I can do that if I just keep, just stay hungry. And that's the biggest thing.
That's what I always say. I was literally just talking to them earlier, right? To take like musically, right? I feel like a lot of times, the most obvious one is like hip hop, right? Artist comes out, has some fantastic, just life-changing, world-altering music, right? But then they lose that hunger. They get comfortable, right? They have a little bit of success, and just that little bit of success, I feel like so frequently, often, especially players, they just don't have a whole lot of that. I'm not saying you, but anybody who's going for it, musicians, players, whatever. That little bit of success can kind of almost like ruin a player or artists or whatever as they're kind of coming into it, because that little bit, and then people get comfortable with that. Yeez is saying that it's not even on his freaking radar. Not even on the radar.
I'm not gonna let that happen.
Absolutely. Keep the mind in the game and eyes on the prize.
I want to be here long term, so
absolutely.
I know to do that, I'm gonna have to be on my game 24/7. I'm gonna have to be working harder than everybody else, and that's one thing that I am like happy about for myself, is that I'm really good. Like I have a good work ethic, you know? Like, and that's like one thing that I like a lot of the like players I feel like don't have.
The work ethic.
I'm willing to put in the extra time and go over my VOD and stuff, and just keep improving myself.
Okay.
And it's not just in game, but also out of game. I want to become a better person, So.
Okay. So here's a question before we go on ahead and get the grand finals and whatnot up. You kind of mentioned that. What would you say is the one like biggest difference that has helped you get to where you're at versus where other players might have gone to and then maybe faltered and failed a little bit?
Every time I got down, or every time I got like kicked down, I got back up.
There you go.
And
Tub thumping the Chumbawambas, right?
Yeah,
I get knocked down, get back up again. They're never gonna get me down.
I got thrown to the wolves a lot last year.
You got what? I'm sorry.
I got thrown to the wolves a lot last year, and you know, it didn't matter how many times it happened. I kept fighting, and
My man.
I've been through a lot this year, man. A lot. Like some stuff I can't talk about, but it's
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But just I'm just gonna keep improving, and I'm not gonna let anything stop me.
Struggle and strife be damned. Yeez is still on top. We'll be back with you guys grand finals wise. Little interview action. Yeez coming in to give me a minute of his time after the game. We'll have that up for you guys in just a minute.
Thanks,
sir. Thank you, sir.